Well, hey everybody, how's it going today? I hope everybody's doing really good. Got the old black coffee out here, doing some morning repair work today, and this belongs to a friend. This is an old K archtop, and I mean an old one. I did a video on this before. I did a little bit of repair work to this. I'm not really sure what I did now. Maybe I think it was just a piece of binding or something lifted I fixed. But anyways, in the comments section on that video, one of the viewers chimed in and I thought this guitar was from the 40s, and one of the viewers chimed in and said this is more likely from the 30s. So this is an old piece. I'm not really up on my K guitar history, but if you guys know anything about this, feel free to chime in. Now the owner said that it had some buzzing, and it was mostly down in this area. So what we're going to do first is get out a fret rocker here, and we're just going to check a few of these. Now usually at the body joint, there's a pretty good one right there. You can hear it and see it. So that one's high. Let's jump to the next one. Again, high on the end, not bad in the middle. Now you got to check your frets end to end. They can be high on in the end, they could be down on the ends and up in the middle. You have to go all the way across. Now I'll end up taking the strings off, but that's got some really high frets here. Let's get up here. That's extremely high. Okay. One more. Again. I mean, that is a lot. You don't want any rock if you can help it, but when they rock like that, to that extent, you're definitely going to get buzzing and playability issues. Even down in these frets, I'm going to say from there up, if you have really high frets, even on the last one, that can buzz for 8 or 10 frets there. So them need to be addressed. I haven't checked it out down here. It looks pretty good at the nut. They could even come down, but I think that's good for what it is. And there's nothing that's affecting the buzz playability in between the nut and first fret. So I think that's going to be okay. That's something else you need to check. Now, what I will do is pull the strings off. I'll check all these frets, kind of shine them up and clean them up too. As you can see, these are brass or some sort of brass copper alloy. Really soft frets, but that's what it was back in the day. A lot of manufacturers did that. So anyway, this guitar is in pretty remarkable shape. As you can see, it's got a few scratches on it, which, even if it was from the 40s, it's probably seen some action, but from the 30s, I'm sure it's acquired a few dings. Let's flip it over and take a peek at the back. Okay, here's a shot of the back. The back is also arched. I know it's kind of tricky to see with that light glare, but you can see it's got some nice flamey maple. And the same on the sides. It's maple. This looks to be tortoise to me, but I'm not 100% sure on that either. I'm not really a guru on these older kind of Harmony and K guitars. Now, this girl that owned the guitar may have been an expert. She was definitely pretty adamant about not getting her guitar stolen, so she carved her name in with a jackknife by the looks of it. Emma Powers, okay? So anyway, this is a really neat old piece. I've played this guitar a few times, and it's really fun to play. Has a great sound to it, and this will definitely improve the playability and the sound by fixing the high frets. So let's get the strings off it, and we'll take a better look. Okay, so we've got the strings loosened up now. Here's a little hack for you folks. Here's a piece of electrical wire, just house wire, okay? Just take a short piece, and I bent it so I can actually put it up under the neck like this, and then I'll hook the strings down over it to keep them out of the way so I can work on the frets. Thought I'd share that with you. You can buy these too, but you can make one pretty easy as well. Okay, so that's basically how it works. You just, hook your strings, loosen them up, hook them underneath each side. Then you don't have to take the strings completely off. You can just loosen them, and you have access to the whole fretboard here. So that can save you some time as well. Doing this kind of stuff, I have to really, watch my steps. I don't want to repeat any steps. I'm not in a hurry, but I am trying to save extra work that is not needed. So if I don't have to pull the strings off and spend 10 or 15 minutes putting them back on or restringing it with new strings, I mean, these are pretty clean. So, that kind of stuff can save you some time, especially if you're, charging people for work or whatever. You got to kind of watch what you're doing and try not to repeat steps or backtrack and do something that you should have done right from the get-go. Okay, so we're going to set the camera up on the guitar, and I'm going to go down through all these with a fret rocker, and we'll polish them up too. And the ones that are high, we'll address and press them down or pound them down. We may have to glue them down too as well if they don't want to stay. So let's get right to it. Okay, so I'm going to start right down at the first fret here. I got a little bit of a rock right there. So I think what we'll do is I got to get a marker out. I have one right here. We'll mark these as we go, the ones that are high. Okay, so we know that one's a little high. Now you want to check these all the way across. That's high too. Out on the edge. You got to go from edge to edge with your fret rocker, because sometimes they can be high on the outside or in the middle. Now that one's good on the outside, but right here, about where the A string is, we got a pretty bad rock. So we're going to check that out too. I'm probably just going to pound most of these, try to drive them all down, and then I'll recheck it. That's high as well. So we got quite a few high ones here. Yeah, of course, right there is all high. Take care of those. Again, I may have to level these, actually, all of them, to get them all where they belong. If they don't go down, we'll see. We've got a really high one there. I can actually see where they're lifted with, just with the naked eye. Okay, we've got a high one here. Now I know these are high back here. That one's extremely high, so I'm going to mark the whole thing there. And same here. So, yeah, we got quite a few. So the first thing we're going to do is try to drive these down with a fret hammer, and then we'll recheck them. And like I said, we'll address the ones that don't stay down, and we should be in good shape. I've seen worse than this, but this isn't that great either. I mean, as far as fret jobs go, it's not a big deal. They're not worn extremely bad at all. There's not a lot of groove in them, so I don't see any need to replace them. If they did need to be replaced, I would probably use some modern fret wire instead of this brass stuff. But to each his own. I know guys are probably saying that'll devalue the guitar and whatnot, but at the end of the day, my role in this is to get them to play right and sound good. So, it's whatever it takes to do that first. I mean, we don't want to just destroy a guitar and really modify it, to just make it playable unless the customer wants that. Sometimes you have to, Get them as good as you can with what's there on the guitar, just for value's sake and collectability. Okay, we'll get the fret hammer out and we'll start knocking a few in. Okay, so I'm going to start wailing on the frets with the hammer. If you guys want to turn your phones down and not listen to that, I get it. So anyway, I'm just going to go across each one like 4 or 5 hits and go right down the line here. So we'll do that and then we'll recheck everything. Okay, here we go. Okay. I also wanted to add this. I have this kind of foam thing that I use for neck rests. I have some regular ones too. I've got the wooden thing and all that, but when I'm pounding fret wiring on these older instruments, I kind of like to use this, and I also hold the neck while I do it. And you'll see it bounce, but that's okay. I just don't want to risk the chance of having it on something solid, having it, damage something down here when I'm pounding on it, or the headstock. If the headstock happens to lay on the bench or anything. And, that's just my own preferred method with these older instruments, but, you can do it any way you want. But I do want to just kind of disclose that's how I go about it. And it's more for safety reasons, really, honestly. And I can still drive the fret wire in there. It's not a big deal. Okay. Okay, so I went down through and checked a bunch of them out again. And we still have some high frets that just will not go down. And what that tells me, more than likely, the fret slot wasn't cut deep enough down here. And it just would not allow this to go down in. Now there's a few options you can try. I don't know if these are glued in either. That could be part of the problem. If they glued the frets in, it could be just a knob of glue under there and they didn't get it pushed down and drove down in properly when they did it. So what you can do is take a soldering iron and heat that fret up with a soldering iron, then try to drive it down. Now, I've already tried that with this, and it just didn't do it. So that tells me that the slot is actually not cut deep enough there, which happened back in the day. It's just what it is. But in any case, what I'm going to have to do is level these off and then recrown them. And I'm just going to take as little as I need to, so that way, we still have a lot of fret wire left and be able to play this for quite a long time, hopefully. So that's going to be the next step, and I'll level them all up. We'll rock them again, recrown them. Should be good to go. Okay, here we go. So where these are brass, you really got to take your time, and these are going to sand down a lot faster than a nickel fret or stainless. It doesn't take much to knock this brass down, so yeah. Now you see I go back and forth, and then I'll go this way and this way. That's just my preferred method. And then I'll eventually go the whole length of the fretboard. And you can hear that clickety-clack sound, right? And that tells you there's a high fret every time you hear one of them. So you can kind of go by sound. You can kind of go by feel. You can actually feel that high fret too when you're doing this. I'm going to concentrate up in here where most of the high frets were, and I'll do a little bit, like I said, and then I'll recheck this with a crowning tool. I mean a fret rocker, I should say. And then we'll, just go about recrowning them. Now, sometimes I'll get them if they're just barely high after I do this. I may take it down the rest of the way with a crowning file. Yeah, that's still quite high. I may have to go in individually and knock that one down some too. If they're really substantial, then I may do that. But usually I'll try to buzz off, just a little bit with the sanding tool here. And I can usually get them pretty close. Although I can hear some more high ones down in this area. Not bad, but it's enough. It doesn't take much. I mean, if your fret's sticking up 5-6 thousandths even, it can cause problems as far as buzz and playability. So it doesn't take much. I mean, just think about that. If you play 10 gauge strings, that E string over here is 10 thousandths. So even half the thickness of that can cause these to buzz sometimes. So just keep that in mind, If it does have a rock, then it's probably going to buzz. You got to get it so there's no fret rock at all. Once you get that established, you should be good to go, really. I'm just going to go back and forth a little bit. That puts a nice shine on these and takes the striations out of the fret wire from me going cross grain with it, so to speak. So I like to do this too and just give them a little bit of a shine here. I guess the cool thing about brass is you can actually see where you've been and where you haven't. You can see low frets and high frets. So I guess that's one good thing about brass. Okay, so we got everything knocked down here. No fret rock at all now. That's what we're after. So again, most of it was up here in this area, which seems to be a pretty problematic place on these older guitars where the body joint and the neck meet. There's usually a bump there, or something gets pushed up and moved. Now I got one little, just tiny bit on that fret there, but I'll take that out with a crowning file eventually when I get to that point. So again, I'm just going to go down through and check every one of these before I start crowning and dressing here. I think we're going to be in good shape. So the next move will be to take a crowning file. You can get all kinds of different versions of these on eBay, Amazon, StewMac. And what this does, it's concaved, okay? Let me get an end view of it. So there is a concave in that side and in this side, okay? And what that does, it keeps it from taking the top of the fret wire off, and it just kind of builds the sides up and makes it so it's rounded. Remember, if your fret wire is flat, if you file them flat, even if they're level, they're still going to buzz, because that string only needs to sit on just a little bit of a crown, okay? And if it's not, they will buzz. So you got to have them re-crowned after you flatten things out. And that's pretty much the gist of it, folks, how I go about it. The rest of it, like I said, will be a lot of just crowning. And as you do that, you keep checking it with a fret rocker or a credit card, whatever you guys have. And once they're all re-crowned, make sure the edges are all nice. And if you see anything that looks suspicious, you can always put a little drop of super glue on the end of the fret where the tang is kind of exposed, and that will help to keep locking it down. And then you can just kind of clean that off. You can also run a bead of thin super glue, along the fret wire, clamp it down, press it down, and then you just take a razor blade and kind of clean up any super glue that kind of stuck to the fretboard. You'll never see it again once you do it. Another thing you can do is put a little bit of wax or a little bit of oil on here, and that will repel the glue too. Just it's little things like that you have to keep in mind that can cause a lot more work for you as far as cleanup and that kind of thing. So anyway, folks, this video is getting a little bit long. I'm going to go get another coffee here and finish up. And I hope this information helps. I will do a sound demo on this guitar when I get it all back where it belongs, and show you guys what it sounds like. Okay, well, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Welcome to all the new subscribers. We have a good community on this channel. So feel free to chime in and chat with people in the comments section. It's a really good community. Like I said, a lot of info gets exchanged here, a lot of history. It's kind of fun. And like I said, don't be bashful. Chime in if you see something that you may want to point out, or just whatever comes to your mind. Again, I really do appreciate all the views on the channel and all the nice comments and the info that gets exchanged here. It's really, really something special. I really didn't plan on having, a great crowd like I do from what I saw when I first started doing this. There was a lot of hatred out there for people doing this kind of thing, and people just leaving really stupid, nasty comments, and I do get them occasionally, but I've learned to just let that go under the rug, and the good people on this channel outweigh the hecklers and the keyboard warriors tenfold, 100-fold maybe. I don't really know, but in any case, I just wanted to say thanks again, and I'll have some more videos coming up for you guys really soon. Okie doke, be good.